Hello everyone, yes, it's another Henry I'm going to be showing you today. I wasn't planning on doing another Henry so soon after my Henry Blue video, but this cropped up on eBay and it's a machine not normally available in the UK. The seller said it was a more powerful EU model, which is ridiculous saying that because it was the EU that forced manufacturers to reduce the wattage of their vacuum cleaners, so it's no more powerful than the machines you can buy over here. So I'm not sure if it's got an EU plug on it. The seller didn't mention that, so it's a bit odd that it's available. It's model PPR 180-11 and it's in grey and a graphite colour scheme, so it's a bit more subdued to the bright colour red you can see on the box. So let's have a look. It's a Henry Plus 180, which means the size is in between the compact 160 and the standard 200. Okay, I suspect it'll have the same toolkit we're used to seeing on Numatic cleaners, with the new floor nozzle, which, as you know, I'm not too keen on. You can always put a different floor nozzle on it though, or indeed, ooh, I stand corrected. I forgot, yes, this does have a different toolkit. This is more like the toolkit I would say you get with a James, because, ta-da, it's a metal base plate with this. Nice shiny metal base plate, litter pickers, suction channels. So yes, it's the old-fashioned, I think this is the same nozzle you'd get with James as well, and a George. So you've got brushes up for carpets, press down on the pedal, and the brush comes down for cleaning hard floors. Ah, right, I've just noticed something. So this isn't officially a UK model, and I'll show you for why in a minute. Right, we have the lighter ones, the aluminium ones, as the same you get with certain pneumatic machines. The domestic version that comes with these is the James. So, a little bit lighter, two wands. And of course you've got the curved handle. The hose supplied with this looks pretty short, and it's a standard hose. We don't get the tapered hose. It's still the same diameter at the cleaner end as it is at the handle end. Yeah, there's only two tools in this. I wonder what, this must be aimed at the commercial market, I'm not sure. But you get the full standard sized crevice tool and a dusting brush, but unusually you do not get the upholstery nozzle with a slide on brush. Very odd that it's not included. Because you would think, folks, wouldn't you, that if this is used in a commercial environment, you wouldn't think they'd be bothered with a dusting tool. Maybe the upholstery nozzle would be something they'd use more. But anyway, never mind. Right. Here's the instructions. Very plain black and white affair. And we get extra bags. 1, 2, we get three spare HEPA flow bags with this machine. Normally with the domestic cleaners you only get one spare and one fitted. I think that's it, is it? Yes. Out comes the machine. He's not wrapped up. I'm going to have to give him a bit of a dust because he's not got any yeah, he's quite dusty. So I think this has been out of the box. I think he's quite smart in this colour. Oh look, oh, isn't that amazing? Have you spotted? I match, I wonder. Complete coincidence that I match the cleaner. You know I don't normally bother matching the cleaner. Right, so I'm just going to polish this up because I don't want this new Henry to be shown on my channel with dust on him. Well, here he is, the Henry Plus 180. I think it's fabulous in this colour scheme. It's a bit different to the more vibrant colours we expect from Henry. Of course, the traditional red, but Henry comes in many other colours, primary colours on the whole. But it's more business-like, isn't he? He's dressed for the office, you know, to go to work in the city with a grey suit on. But yeah, and his eyes seem to pop out more, don't they? With the very nice dark grey bin, which seems less tall than 200. I've got a Henry brown and cream Henry in the room at the moment. I might compare them, but of course that's a much older model. I've also got my Henry cordless, which is the 160, so I'll compare the sizes. But yes, it's definitely a little bit bigger than the 160 and a little bit smaller than the 200. Now, this particular Henry is quite different on the top, as you can see. We've still got the carry handle, but look, the carry handle actually moves with the cord wheel on this model. So when you pull out the cord, which incidentally is a commercially coloured cord, so instead of the black cord you get supplied with the domestic machines, this is a yellow colour, so it can be seen easier to prevent people from tripping over it. So look how the whole handle on this machine rotates as you pull out the mains cable. It feels quite cold because I've only recently had this delivered within the last hour. Now, as I say, this is not an official UK version. Well, this particular model isn't, because the seller has put one of these very ugly, bulky adapters on. This has got one of the sort of more German style plugs, the rounder plugs on it. So if you really want to, you could always replace the whole cable with a UK plug on, or just leave it like this, or cut this off and wire in a normal UK plug. It will work fine. It's the same voltage as we use in the UK. But yeah, that's really ugly and bulky. I've got some of those myself that I've used with some cleaners with the rounded plug end. Anyway, speaking of cables, this particular version has an easier to change cable similar to the Numatic Janes. So all we have to do, and I'll show you it, we have to undo one screw and then the cable just unplugs and can be replaced with a new one just by plugging the new one in and replacing this cover. I bought this particular Henry from an eBay seller in the UK, so if you want to get one yourself, just search the model number on eBay and you should find the seller, and it was only £110 delivered, which I think is pretty good. What I will say to you though, if you're a prudish nature or don't want to see anything upsetting, do not look at the other items the seller is selling. Because normally when I buy something on eBay or interested in something, if it's an unusual machine, like this is quite unusual for the UK, I had a look to see if he had any other pneumatics for sale, which he didn't at the time, but he was selling something, I'll call it a machine, that is not for young eyes. That's all I'll say. I was very shocked. Anyway, here's the cover. I've undone the screw, Phillips screw, so this cover comes off. We can now see here where the cable is plugged in to the top of Henry, so we can just pull the plug out and then replace the cable complete with the plug. So if we turn Henry around, we can see where the plug, or the cable in fact, enters the machine, but we can't get the plug through because the hole's too small, so there's another cover here. So let's just position it so I can do it. You have to press down on this panel here and push up at the same time. If I can, it's quite stiff, I'll do it this way. I did pre-rehearse this, and yeah, I thought it would be easier the second time around, but it's not. I think I did need a little helping hand with a screwdriver just to gently, you don't want to damage the plastic, there we go, gently lever that cover off. That comes off, and then as you can see, the cable comes away, and then we can replace it easily without having to undo any further screws. It's just one screw we have to undo. So we'll pretend I've taken the damaged cable out and I've got the new cable. So basically we just plug it back in. It'll only go one way. Make sure it's pushed firmly in, and then pass the cable through the channel here, and then through the hole at the bottom. Then the cover goes back on, that way up. Just slide it in. Just make sure it's in properly. There you go, push it in until it clicks firmly in place, and then we pop the cover back on. So it's got a little tab where the arrow's pointing, a little tab that has to go into a slot here at the front, and then just push it down. And whoops, not with that big screwdriver, Roger, with the Phillips screwdriver. So that's good, because obviously in a commercial environment you don't want the cleaners out of action for long. So providing they have some spare cable in their stores, it's just a quick 5-minute job for someone just to replace the cable, and they can carry on cleaning. So yeah, it's the same sort of, oh, seems much smoother. That is a very smooth action. I'll check, this could have possibly a 12-meter cable as opposed to the standard 10-meter cable, as it's a commercial machine. So that's how you change the cable on this Henry Plus 180. We've got front located switch. So it's a single speed on-off switch with a 620 watt motor, and of course we've got the mains on indicator, which will always be illuminated when the Henry is plugged in at the wall socket. Here's the rating sticker located under the handle. So this Henry is 220 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 620 watts. The serial number is 2203-16804, which makes this machine pretty new. It was made in week 3 of 2022, and I'm making this in March 2022. So this is pretty newborn, this particular Henry. And then we've got the model, of course, PPR 180-11. So let's have a look at Henry's backside, and we can see the familiar setup for tool storage and parking the main carpet and floor nozzle. So because this only comes with 2 tools, we can put both the crevice and dusting tool on the machine. We can take the carpet and floor nozzle, and again that will park just at the back of Henry like so. Just remove the tools for now. This is the exhaust vent, obviously at the back. 2 wheels with a black glamour cap. Well, it'd be nice to have a contrasting light grey, but you know, who's bothered about how a vacuum looks? Certainly not hotels and shops. The people using them are more interested in what they're going to do after they've finished work, what they're going to have for their tea, rather than bothering about the colour of the vacuum they're using. But anyway, what do you think, folks? I think he's smart. He's very smart. I do like the 2-tone grey. Very sort of graphite and a light grey colour. Excellent. So obviously to take Henry's motor unit off, you've got the 2 clips at the side. Off it comes, and yeah, no surprises there. We've got a motor. And also no surprises, we have the filter, standard Triflex filter, and the HEPA flow bag fitted. And there he is. Very nice. I'll have to mix up the Henrys at some point, give them, you know, have a bit of a play around with the different base colours and different motor units. I'm wondering actually, this does seem, as I say, this particular bucket to my eyes looks a little less deep. And I'm looking here, you've not been on my channel for a while, Henry Cordless, he hasn't got his battery in because he's been put away in the cupboard. I don't leave him stored away with the battery. I don't think, actually, I think the circumference, can we put Henry Cordless's, well, I don't think we can. No. You can see now, quite clearly, here's the filter for Henry Cordless, the 160. So you can just, gives you an idea of the difference in size. So we can't pop Henry Cordless's head onto this Henry's body and vice versa. I don't think so. Oh, no. Oh, no, that doesn't look right. Totally incompatible, obviously. So there we go, Henry Cordless. Pop you to one side. You've had your bit of fun. Pop the old bag back. I'll do the suction gauge test later on, but I don't think it's going to have any more suction power. I think it'll register at 80 on my suction gauge, like most of the pneumatic cleaners do. Even the older ones seem to measure around 80, even the higher wattage ones. So there we go, pop the filter back. Yeah, I think this is a good buy if you want one of these. £110 delivered. Very good buy, and obviously, I mean, it doesn't come with all the tools, but pneumatic tools are very plentiful and cheap. Even genuine ones or just 32mm tools should fit. And of course, if you want to buy the turbo nozzle to fit this, it will fit. They're all standard fitting. Let's pull out his cable again. I think that's 12 meters or 12.5. Don't think it, does it say on the doobie? I'll check that in a minute in case you want to know. The extra 2 meters, you know, could make all the difference in a larger home. Plug him in. Let's just make sure he's off first. Yes. Ooh, does sound a little bit different. I can confirm that this is a 12.5 meter mains cable. If you just want a vacuum for your car, or for those jobs you don't want to use your cordless cleaner for, £110. I think this seller's going to sell quite a lot of these, possibly after I've shown it, because a lot of you won't have known about it. I mean, I didn't know about it. I knew about this machine before I saw it on eBay, but I thought, well, if I want one, I'd have to get it from Amazon.de or import it, and it'll cost a lot more. So when I saw it being sold on eBay, UK, delivered from the UK for £110 delivered, I thought, couldn't hit the buy it now button quick enough, and this is an absolute bargain. Right, obviously, you know, it's been made a bit cheaper. The hose is quite short and it's a standard hose, but you know, if you just want a car vac, I mean, what does a Dyson, the cheapest Dyson cordless, if you want the Dyson trigger, I've got one for my caravan, if you want one of those for your car, that's £200, and it's not going to have anywhere near the suction of this or last anywhere near as long. So, you know, for crikey, what a bargain. What a bargain you are. You're cheap and cheerful, but you're still made in the UK, and I'm sure you'll last many years. Yeah, he does have a bit of a different sound to him. I don't know why. I don't know why he sounds a little bit different. You've just got that little bit strange. Don't be scared, Henry. He's come from he was born in the same place you were. He's just a little bit different. Don't judge him for being different. Right, now I've just realised, of course, because this cleaner in this configuration only comes with these two small tools, it doesn't actually have the little adapter which enables you to connect the tools directly to the end of the hose, which is vital really in cleaning a car. I mean, you can of course clean your car with a handle section attached, but to get right underneath the chairs and stuff, it's always useful to be able to have the nozzles connected directly to the hose. So you can even buy a car clean kit for this from myhenry.com, which includes an extension hose, a turbo nozzle, flexible crevice tool. So that would make this even better for the car. You could still clean the car with it. Even if you just bought the little adapter piece just on its own, a couple of pounds, and get an aftermarket one, you have to get the genuine one. Then you could use the crevice tool. That's probably the tool you'd use most in the car, isn't it? I see people cleaning cars just with the crevice tool and nothing else. But you've got the dusting tool for doing your dashboard and, you know, around the sides of the doors and things. But the upholstery nozzle, obviously missing from this cleaner, would be a useful addition. So because it doesn't have the adapter, I'm going to have to do the old suction test using the wand. Shall I put it in that way? I don't know which would be better angle. Yeah, I'll put it in that way. You can put it in either way, you see, it doesn't matter. Just alters the height of the handle. Okay, pop it this way up. So I'm guessing it'll be 80, just like all the other mains powered pneumatics of late I've shown you. Let's see. So yes, no surprises there. Despite the seller claiming it was a more powerful EU model, it's just the same suction as the standard mains powered Henrys. Obviously Henry cordless here does have less suction. But yeah, I think pretty pleased with this. I'm tempted to buy another one while they're still available for £110. Just have another one for spare. You know, you can never have enough. People have been saying, oh, get all your pneumatics out. And I am planning to do that video this year, but it's I've counted them all recently. I've got over 50 to show you in one video. I don't know if they all fit in my living room, but yeah, nearly every Henry I've shown you on my channel. I still have some of the earlier videos I made, some of the earlier Hettys and Henrys I might have sold and have got later versions, but you know, I do have an awful lot. So yeah, it's quite nice having the slightly lighter tubes, I suppose. I don't think this is going to push very well on my plush pile carpet, but I'll give it a go. In fact, I'll reduce the suction. Opening the valve reduces the suction to around, pneumatic claim, about 70% of full suction. Closing it, you get obviously 100%. But my plush pile carpet doesn't like most vacuum cleaners, straight suction, whether they've got metal or plastic base plates. If I was to pair this, obviously with a turbo nozzle, it would fare a lot better. Yes, this nozzle doesn't like my carpet, but to be fair, this Henry is designed for a commercial environment and they don't have this type of carpet on the whole. In shops and offices you get carpet tiles or very short pile carpet or hard floors, and for that purpose the Henry is ideal and better than an upright cleaner. If it's a stuck down short pile carpet, you don't need an upright. Really, straight suction is all you need to keep the carpet looking clean. And of course, press the pedal and you've got the brushes down for the hard floors. What I will show you though, because I recently bought, as part of myhenry.com promotion, at the time of making this video it might still be on offer. The blue Henry I showed you a couple of weeks ago, as far as I know at the time of making this in March, it's still on offer at under £100. But also they had 20% off selected Henry accessories including tools and filters. So I bought this complete kit to go with another pneumatic I haven't shown you yet that only came with a hose. So in this kit we've got the free flow hose, the one with a tapered doodah, and I have done a demonstration. I'm pretty sure I showed you a cleaner using this hose, the tapered hose and the standard hose, and there was no difference in the suction at the end of the hose. So this one comes with the new type floor nozzle. Of course it's got the chrome tubes and handle. And I won't open it yet, but it's got the standard set of Henry tools. You can of course buy much cheaper toolkits. About £15 you can get a whole toolkit to fit a Henry, but they're not as good in my opinion. But if you're not bothered, if you just want it for the car, you know, you could save yourself some money. But being a purist like myself, I like to, wherever possible, use genuine tools. Let's give a compare. I think this is, you know, I have given this a bad rap, this head, but this metal-based head was extremely skippy across my plush pile carpet. So that's the standard one. But of course, you know, it's all compatible. That's a good thing. Oh, that's already stuck on there. Yeah, that's something else people do complain about. There's a lot of dust on there. A lot of people complain about the tubes sticking together. But as you can see, the newer nozzle fits on. Let's give it a go with a new nozzle. We'll start off on reduced suction. Actually, that is better. It was harder to push on full power. It wasn't skipping as much. I might start to like this nozzle a bit better now. But as I said, for shorter pile carpets, well, both this nozzle and the one supplied with this Henry, they do fine on shorter pile. It's just when you get to a deeper pile, in fact when you get to a pile like this, a plush pile, you're better off with an upright or at least a turbo nozzle fitted to a cylinder cleaner, because it makes the nozzle easier to push and it helps, you know, whisk away dog hairs and things. We'll take that nozzle off because it doesn't belong. You don't belong. This one does though. So the good thing about pneumatics, you can chop and change, you can try different heads out for very little money. You might be happy with the supplied accessories with your Henry and don't want to try anything else, but I always would recommend to you, if you buy a standard Henry and you find it a bit hard to push on your carpet, at least buy the full-size turbo nozzle, or normally better value is the Pro kit that has the full-size turbo nozzle, the small turbo nozzle and a hard floor nozzle. So when you combine those three additional tools with the standard Henry, I think you'll find you'll be much happier with it if it's just very hard to push. And a lot of vacuum cleaners and a lot of complaints from people, different makes of vacuum, they say, oh, it's very hard to push my carpet. I've got a Shark upright. When I sold it, it was virtually very hard to push, almost impossible. And a very cheap Goblin vacuum that I gave away, I couldn't even sell it, that I had to put my full weight, my substantial weight behind the machine. This is an upright. It would not perform very well on this carpet. But if you're in the market for something robust and reliable that smiles at you while picking up the dirt, I think £110 for this at the moment from eBay UK. If you live outside the UK, you can always contact the seller. They may be willing to post it overseas, but it will obviously cost you a lot more to post. It won't be free postage. But yeah, I'm pleased with this. The Henry 180 Plus, just something a bit different. And yeah, I do like the colour. Let's wind up his 12.5 cable, meter cable. Ooh. Always gets tangled up. I must say the cable rewind on this one does seem quite smooth. Very good. Well, that's about the end of my video on the Henry Plus 180 bagged vacuum cleaner. I think for £110 delivered, they're a bit of a bargain. So my suggestion to you is, if you want one, grab one while they're available, because I don't know how many more the seller has to sell. But certainly, yeah, £110 if you want something even as a second vacuum cleaner. Yeah, as I said, if you just want it for your car, you just want it to supplement a cordless machine, or just to do the more messy jobs, then really it's a no-brainer for me. And of course, as I said, doesn't come with all the tools, but you can easily and cheaply add any additional tools you want to increase the Henry's versatility. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions about this particular vacuum, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Bye for now.